My name is Kerry Garnier and I am a stress management consultant. Today I'm going to bust another stress myth. Tonight's myth is this: stress is no big deal. So I'd like to talk to you about a book I've been reading, which I'll just show this up here. I know it's backward, but the book is by Gabor Mate. He is a medical doctor, and the book is called When the Body Says No, The Cost of Hidden Stress. So we tend to believe, stress, no big deal. And a lot of people don't even notice that they have stress going on. They are so cut off with what's happening in their body that their body could be going through the stress response and they may not even know it. So what Dr. Mate is saying in his book is that he's beginning to show, or he's beginning to amass the information, because this isn't new research. In fact, some of the research studies that he is quoting are from the 90s. So this is not new information, but it's kind of been ignored by the allopathic medical community for a long time. But he is showing the research that shows there's a connection between stress and the body's ability to fight some of these bigger diseases, like autoimmune diseases, cancer. What's another one that came up? ALS disease he talks about in here. That's the Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah, so as I was saying, additionally, he talks about the fact that a person may not even know that they are experiencing stress. It depends on their awareness of their feelings and their ability or inability to express them. And I just wanted to read to you a passage. This is from the chapter that's entitled, Is There a Cancer Personality? Okay, so this is the first piece I wanted to read out to you. Okay. Certain personality features definitely increase the risk of being susceptible to cancers and being susceptible to not being able to heal from cancers. Okay, certain personality features definitely increase the risk because they are more likely to generate physiological stress. Repression, the inability to say no, and a lack of awareness of one's anger make it much more likely that a person will find themselves in a situation where their emotions are unexpressed, their needs are ignored, and their gentleness is exploited. Those situations are stress-inducing, whether or not the person is conscious of being stressed. Repeated and multiplied over the years, they have the potential of harming homeostasis and the immune system. It is stress, not personality per se, that undermines a body's physiological balance and immune defenses, predisposing to disease or reducing the resistance to it. So that's talking about stress and the effects it could have on people who may already have a disposition for a cancer or might be fighting a cancer, and how stress actually works against the body's ability to do that. More than ever, it's really important for us to unfreeze our negative emotions and work towards healthy boundaries and the ability to say no. Being chronically pleasing people can actually negatively affect our immune defenses, and that's what we need to fight these big ticket diseases. So there's another quote I wanted to show you, and this was to do with the chapter on ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And in fact, this has been known in the technical community of ALS that there is a connection between people's personality or the way they present themselves and the actual disease. So this is what I wanted to read out here. Niceness is commonly perceived by staff to be a feature of the ALS personality, reports Dr. Asa J. Wilburn, senior author of the paper. His article noted, this occurs so consistently that whenever the technologists have completed their work and delivered the results, they usually accompany it with some comment. For example, this patient cannot have ALS, he or she is not nice enough. In spite of the briefness of their contact with the patients and the obvious unscientific methods by which they form their opinions, almost invariably, these prove to be correct. Okay, so again, we are now beginning to realize, we are beginning to amass the research and the documentation that has been there for a very long time to give credit to the fact that we are mind-body people. We are not just bodies that need to be cured. We are mind-body people, and we need to look at the whole person when looking at these bigger diseases. So I love the book. I just threw it over there. I love the book. It talks about cancer. It talks about ALS. It also talks about some other autoimmune diseases. So check it out. Check it out. And now more than ever, it's really important that we take care of ourselves, that we teach our children how to connect to their own feelings, how to unfreeze feelings that may be stuck, how to release beliefs that we may have picked up in childhood, through nobody's fault. Through nobody's fault. We learn that maybe we're not allowed to have our feelings, that we're not allowed to have negative feelings. And when we're children, we feel that it's important to our survival to be the children that we need to be. So now, as adults, it's time to unlearn some of these patterns and to express some of these emotions, because our health actually depends on it. So I didn't actually have a specific topic today for tapping, so I thought I would go through the points. Regardless, we don't need a topic to tap. We can simply do what's called bronze level tapping, which is basically going through the points. Often I do this in the morning, and I start that way. And as I tap through, I find something that comes up that I can tap on. So starting on the side of the hand, this is one of our main points. I'm just tapping on there with my fingers. And now let's come up to the eyebrow point, right at the beginning where the eyebrow hairs start. 5 to 7 times. We'll come to the outer eye, right on the bone there. Tap away. Let's come under the eye, right below the iris. We can tap again, right on the bone socket of the eye. Now we're going to come under your nose. We're just going to go below the lip on the chin. The next point is collarbone. So there's that little sticky outy bones there. You just come down about 2 centimeters diagonally out. If you have your arms like sort of relaxed at your side and then you just sort of fold them up and then curl your fingers naturally, you should hit the spot. The next point is under the armpit, about 10 centimeters on the side. I usually use my fingers like this so I know I've hit the spot. And then the last point is the center crown of the head. And I like to do a little circle just again to make sure I've hit that spot. And let's do the eyebrow again. Side of the eye. Under the eye. Nose. Chin. Collarbone. Under the arm. And top of the head. Okay, just take a breath there. So that's an example of bronze level tapping that could be used at any time, anywhere, to help reduce a stressful situation. If you feel stress building in your body, things are happening in the outside world that you don't have control over, that's often a stress trigger. And like we've been talking about, you know, if you want to say no, but you're trained not to say no, that's a stress trigger. Whether you know what's happening in your body or not, you are triggering a stress response. When out in public, you may not want to go through all of the points on your face and shoulders. So let me just run through the hand points. So the hand points, if you had your hands like you were praying, you want to use the side of the finger that's facing towards you, and you're tapping at the base of the nail. So basically, I'm going to tap on that point that is facing toward me at the base of my, to hold it this way, at the base of my finger. So I'm tapping there, I'm tapping here. I'm just basically going to tap through at the base of my fingernail, all the fingers. And then you can still do the side of your hand. And again, if tapping feels weird, you could also do what's called a finger squeeze. So I'm basically squeezing at the base of my nail there, squeezing at the base of each nail, right beside each nail bed. And if you're squeezing, like I do it a few times, each finger, you can actually do this when you're having a conversation with somebody. Excuse me, got a little itch. You can do this while you're having a conversation with somebody and they don't know what you're doing. They just think you're playing with your fingers. So you could literally like just sort of tap on the side of your hand, then squeeze your fingers. Remember to breathe as you're talking to them. And this will help to calm any stress response that is starting to happen in your body. And remember, these stress responses, they are chemically based, they are hormonally based, they are driven by our most primitive brain. So they're not driven by the front, not by the neocortex, which is the thinking brain. We don't necessarily have control over our stress responses, but through tapping, through these acupressure points, we can actually begin to calm the response and stop the hormone and chemical flow that our body starts. So that's just how we can do things when we're out in public and be a little more discreet. So I can literally just be talking to you, calming myself down, and you don't know that. Okay? It's later in the evening, so I actually do like to do a tapping later in the evening to let go of the day. Again, stressors happen and I may not be aware of them. So I plan to go through a very basic silver level tapping here to let go of the stressors of the day. So please tap along with me. This will probably help you too. That way we can enjoy the rest of our evening and get a good night's sleep. So dual fold to this. Let's just tap. All right, so even though I'm just aware of some stressors from the day, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm just aware of some stressors from the day, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm aware of some stressors from the day, and I'm just checking in with my body to see where they may have affected me. I love and accept myself anyway. So even as I'm tapping with you, I'm just noticing a bit of buildup in my throat area, which is one of the places that I gather my negative emotions. So that's going to be a bit of my focus. You can check in with your own body and see where your body gathers its tensions, and you can focus on that. So this little bit of stress from today, I can feel the buildup in my throat. Just becoming aware of this buildup and allowing my body to release it. This little bit of built up stress from today. Many things from today went great. And some things did not go as planned. So I'm aware that I might have been attached to how things went today. And when they went differently than I had anticipated, I probably took on a bit of stress. So I'm allowing myself to release that stress. I'm forgiving myself for taking that stress on. I really don't need it. And I'm open to releasing this little bit of stress so I can have a wonderfully relaxing evening. I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably finish up some notes I need to do. Maybe even watch some videos. It's summertime, and I am so open to relaxing. So open to releasing this little bit of stress from today, and very open to relaxing. Open to relieving this little stress from today, releasing it from my throat, and open to relaxing. Okay, so take a breath there. I could feel the release happening in my throat, so I know it was effective for me, which is fantastic. And I hope it helped you too. So check in with yourself. If you've still got a little bit of stress you need to release, you can do basically what we did, do it over again. Once this is posted, you can just go back and go through the couple of rounds of tapping. And if you feel like it's released enough, like if your stress level is down around a 2 or 3, then we could just do a quick round on having a really nice relaxing evening, really just focusing on what we want to have happening. So I'm open to a relaxing evening. I'm open to just enjoying my time. Me personally, I'm open to puttering in my house, maybe watching a video, having a relaxing evening so that I can have a wonderful night's sleep. So I'm open to continuing to relax my body. And I'm so open to having a wonderful night's sleep, allowing my body to relax, allowing my brain to synthesize the information from today. This is all the information, because our brains take in thought information, visual information, auditory information, all the sensory information. I'm open to synthesizing it all tonight as I sleep. I'm open to allowing my body to repair itself tonight as I sleep. Knowing as I relax more and more, releasing even more stress, that my body can then go into repair mode, taking care of my cells, repairing DNA strands, allowing my body to function optimally at its highest level of health. So I'm just aware that I've relieved some stress. I've opened my body up to greater relaxation. And I'm setting myself up for a fabulous restorative sleep for my mind and for my body. Release the stress, set up for a restorative sleep for my mind and for my body. I'm just going to thank my body for all its hard work. Thank my mind for all its hard work. And take a breath there. So that's it. Some generic silver level tapping, some basic bronze level tapping, another myth busted. And thank you for joining me. Take care, keep tapping, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.